And hello, welcome back everyone. Before we get going, I'll let you know that one of you are going to win 2 pieces of our equipment. Stand by. And hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Philip Page, and welcome to Saving Ghosts. This is where we explore the paranormal and life after death. Now, in the bumper I explained that one of you are about to win 2 pieces of our equipment. Let me explain what's going on. Now, a lot of you who've been watching us for a while, you know that we have recently updated some of our equipment. So some of the stuff that we've used when we first started out they're just things that we don't use anymore. And I don't want to just get rid of them. I'd like to pass them on to somebody who would have interest in doing what we do, who would have an interest in doing some sort of paranormal research. And so what I am going to do, one of you are going to win the first 2 cameras that we ever used when we started the Saving Ghosts series. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be going over the equipment that we use, because a lot of you have asked, how do you start off in something like this? What equipment should I get? A lot of you have asked, if I want to do EVPs, what's the best kind of recorder? So this episode, I'm going to respond to all of those questions, but stay tuned at the end of this, because I'm going to tell you how you can win. One of you will win both of these cameras. Okay? So let's get going. So you want to do paranormal investigation. You've seen what we do. You have watched other people on YouTube, and maybe you've even watched other people on the Travel Channel or Sci-Fi Channel or what have you, and you think you might want to get into it. And you've asked me before, many of you have asked me before, how do I get into it? What's the proper way to go about it? What equipment do I get? Now, mind you, the equipment that you would want to get is going to be a little bit different than the equipment that we got. Let me explain why. Part of my background is in independent film production and documentary filmmaking, and so I went about getting our equipment in a little bit different way. So some of the equipment that we have outside of our handheld cameras, you might have noticed that we have 4 static cameras. These are night vision security cameras that a lot of people do use. I'm not saying that you have to go out and get these. You can get them fairly inexpensively. I think this whole setup with the 4 cameras, the DVR, cost me just a little under $100. You don't have to get that. Honestly, all you need, if you want to get started, get yourself an infrared camera. Now, these 2, one of you are going to win. Now, these 2 cameras, let me tell you, these were very, very inexpensive infrared cameras that got us going. Okay? Again, they're not that expensive. They use SD cards, and they did the job. One thing, even though the clarity on the image wasn't that great, one thing they were really, really good at were capturing EVPs. In fact, there's this clip from our very first episode that we caught.
Did you used to live here? Are you related? Are you related? Are you related?
Is this confirmation?
Now, a lot of people have said, oh, you just went back and you just added that in. No, we did not. That whisper, the I do or I am, came through on one of those cameras. So those cameras are actually really good at capturing EVPs, particularly because they aren't the best made. I hate to put it out there like that, but they're not like spending $800 on a Sony or something along those lines. So they are really good at capturing EVPs. The ones that we have now are sports style cameras, modeled after the GoPro, which have been switched over to night vision cameras, and got those off of Amazon. And they're a little bit more, but they're well worth it, simply because one of the main drawbacks of these two cameras that we started off with is that they have the infrared lights built in, which drains a lot of battery power. Compared to these cameras here, we have separate infrared lights, which allow the battery to last 10 times as long. So I'm not saying you have to get an infrared camera, but they are nice to document, and especially if you're going to be doing a lot of outdoor or low light to no light photography, these are good to get. So I would get at least one of those. A lot of people have asked, if I want to do EVPs, what's the best recorder to get? Honestly, my response has always been, use your phone. Your phone is probably one of the best digital recorders that you can get. Here is the issue with a lot of the recorders that are out today. They're too clean. They record too clean. A lot of them have automatic noise reduction, which is going to almost guarantee you getting no EVPs. Here's why. When spirits come in to communicate, they use the internal noise of the recorder that you're using. They manipulate that noise, and that's how you get your EVPs. If you're going to get a digital recorder, get an older one. Get one that was made in the 90s. A lot of people are going to say go with the Panasonic DR60. Don't go for the Panasonic DR60, even though, yes, they are very, very good, and people swear by them. You're not going to get one any cheaper than $1,500 off of eBay because of the hype of these recorders. So go with something a little bit older. If you can get an old tape recorder, like a microcassette recorder, I would go with something that route. You can still plug them in to the mic jack onto your computer. You can still download the audio. It's an extra step compared to just taking out a card and just plugging it in directly to your computer. But because they do have the internal servos in the recorder, they make more noise on the inside, which will almost guarantee you more EVPs. One night vision camera, preferably one of the sports ones, infrared light. Get yourself a digital audio recorder, an older one. Don't spend a lot of money on a new one because, again, they record too clean. One of our favorite toys is the K2 meter. There's a lot of debate about the K2 meter. I'm only speaking for our experiences. We have had fantastic experiences with the K2 meter. It's simply you turn it on and you go about your business. You have seen, if you watched any of our videos in the past, you have seen where we have gotten direct responses with the K2 meter.
What is your name? Is there anybody at this table that you wish to speak to? Is it okay that we are here trying to communicate? That's really going off, isn't it?
Yeah, like
really going off.
So I would recommend getting a K2 meter. They're about $60 on eBay, or I'm sorry, on Amazon, and they're well worth the investment. You can either look just for simple electromagnetic readings that you can get from it, or you can do yes/no questions, which is what I do a lot of the time. Flash once for yes, twice for no. They're worth having around. Very worth having around, because the amount of energy that it takes to flash one of those lights compared to forming words is a lot less, and it's easier for them to communicate through that if they're not that strong, if they don't have their own energy source. Even though they are energy, I know that didn't quite make sense, but if they don't have a boosted energy source, then the K2 meter would probably be easier for them, especially if you can establish directions. Flash once for yes, twice for no. One of the best pieces of equipment I suggest anybody get is the PSB7 Spirit Box. We have had continued luck with that particular Spirit Box. Yes, a lot of people they frown upon it because of the spanning noises that it makes. But you know what? Here's the thing: That scanning noise is part of what allows you to get those responses, and 2, it's tried and true. It's about $67 off of Amazon, and make sure you get an external speaker for it. Don't use a speaker that's built in. Use the external speaker. Now,
hello, my name is Gina. Is there anyone here with me? You can talk into this microphone I have in my hand and I'll be able to hear you. If there's someone here, can you tell me your name? Is this where you like to hide and hang out? Is this your room? Could you say that again?
Now, just to segue from that, one thing that we have been doing a lot of is we will use the PSB7 either with the Angel phone or the Angel box. Now, I don't have the Angel box here to show you right now because it's currently being shipped to New Orleans to our #1 fan, Gina Miller. It was her birthday. She won the award from Facebook for being our #1 fan, so for thanks to her, she's receiving that the Angel box. But I am planning on making another one, an improved one, on top of that. And the great thing about both the Angel box and the Angel phone is that they are both equipped with reverb and noise cancellation. So you plug the PSB7 in there, you cut out 90% of the scanning static to where you just allow the voices to come through. And we have had wonderful results with that. As a matter of fact, I took the Angel box and the PSB7. I'm sorry, I just lied to you. It wasn't the PSB7. I took the Angel box and the tablet that had the Afterlight box on it to Branson, Missouri. Had a wonderful session there.
With me, Heavenly Angels. So there seems to be a lot of people who are wanting me to move here. And I'm unsure if I should or not.
We head into the brother's bedroom with the Angel phone in hopes to improve and enhance spirit communication. The theory is that spirits will be able to use the energy dispersed by the Angel phone to help them communicate.
The little brother here's knocking in that closet over there, so we're gonna start our investigation with our new Angel phone. As you can see, it also doubles as a 1977 Kyocera cell phone. All right, is there anybody in here with us? If you're here with us, give us a sign. This device on my hand gives off a lot of energy, so you can come and you can use this energy that the device is giving off and speak to us. Speak to us through this microphone. Say hello. The boy that sleeps in this room hears things in the middle of the night. He hears knocking. Are you knocking in the closet?
You just said I am.
I thought I heard that too.
Yeah.
Who is? Who are you? What's your name?
It's not speaking at all now.
Now, in regards to tablets, I have a Windows-based tablet. You can get them on Amazon or eBay. You can find them fairly inexpensively. And there's a lot of different apps out there to get. I have had really good luck with a free app called the Afterlight Box. The Afterlight Box is only available for Windows-based systems, but I would highly recommend it. And if you use that in conjunction with either an external speaker or something like the Angel Phone or the Angel Box, you will get good results. Those are really all that you need to get going. Get yourself one infrared camera, the K2 meter, either the PSP7 or the Lightbox app, an external speaker. That's really all you need, guys. That's really all you need. You don't need a lot of equipment. The reason why it looks like we might have some equipment, in fact, the equipment that I'm showing here, this is just what we use for investigation. We have more equipment that we use for the actual production. But the reason for that is because I personally wanted to do Saving Ghosts in a way that, I knew that we weren't going to have the production quality of a produced travel channel type of episode, but I wanted to do more than just a standard YouTube video as well. So I was trying to do something in between, and I think we accomplished that, to be honest with you. And I think Gina and Curtis have done a wonderful job in being a part in that. So, now in regards to doing the investigation, or if you are wanting to do spirit communication, always, always, always go in with respect. Go in with protection for yourself. What does that mean? Protection for yourself means that you ultimately do not know who or what you are talking to. They can mimic. Again, they are energy, so they can take that energy and they can manipulate it. So go in with respect, because you don't want to make them angry, and you truly want to come from a good place. You truly want to come in from a good place, because what you put out will come back to you. You put good out, good will come back to you. Go in with respect for them. Go in with protection. I always ask for Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to come in and guide the session, help guard the door of who comes in, and I ask them not to attach to me, I ask them not to stay, and I ask them not to enter into me. And I think we have developed a pretty good working relationship. There are a few who will try to push it, but for the most part, I think we have a good understanding of each other, and I think there is a mutual respect that is continuing to grow. And if you've watched any of the last videos that we've put out, you've seen that they're starting to know my name a lot more, and they're calling me by name now. And even in just here in the house when I'm asleep, I hear them calling my name. And that's part of the reason why I have taken about a week or so off from doing any kind of communication. But go in with respect, go in and protect yourself. I use an Archangel Michael pendant. I have holy water and Florida water, both which are blessed, that I use, as well as sage. You do what works for you. Those are just what I use. I say a prayer beforehand, and I say a prayer after, asking for protection, giving thanks, and kind of laying down the ground rules. Never do a session longer than 15 minutes. Here's why. They don't have a lot of energy to begin with. Even though they are energy, it takes a lot of that harnessed energy to try to do any kind of communication. And of course, the longer that you do it, the more going to become attracted to you. And so 15 minutes is kind of a good amount of time. If you go in with purpose, state your questions, get your responses back, thank them, let them know that you're about to end the session. If they have any final comments, go ahead and leave it. Give them a few seconds to reply to that. Thank them again, and then end the session. The most daunting task of the whole thing is going back through what you have recorded and trying to make out what was said. Sometimes they speak very, very quickly. Sometimes they talk in reverse. There is a free audio program that you can download. Again, it's Windows-based. They might actually have it for Mac now. I'm not quite sure. But the program is called Audacity. And what you can do is you can take your audio, you can plug it in there, and you can slow audio. You can reverse it. And it's going to take you a while because you'll be playing an audio clip and you won't understand what in the world they're saying. You'll slow it down. You still won't get it. then you'll reverse it. Then you'll start to understand what's coming through. So it takes quite a while to go through that audio to hear what's being said. That's another reason why you really don't want to go over 15 minutes. And that's one of the biggest reasons why it takes us a while to get out full-length episodes, because of the editing and going through and listening to all the audio. It takes a while, guys. It really does take a while. So give yourself that time. Okay? I think that's really about it, gang. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and put them in the comments below. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that subscription notification bell. That way, anytime I do an update, you'll be noticed of it. You'll be notified of it. Now, to win these 2 cameras, the first person who hasn't known me for 10 years, let me preface that. First person who hasn't known me for 10 years or what have you. My last name, Page, is my biological dad's last name. It is a name that I am going back to. However, it's legally not my last name as of yet, but it is my dad's biological last name. If you are the first person to write in the comments below what my legal last name is, and you spell it correctly, you will win those 2 cameras for free. Alright, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Wow, my words are all over the place today. I'm telling you, man. Go ahead and, but yeah, leave your comments below. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll be talking to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.